So this is the current setup I'm going to be running on the truck. So right here I have the stock radiator out of a 2002 Silverado. This is the smaller one though. I think it's a 28-inch across. Then what I did was I got my stock shroud from the C10. I cut the top tabs off. I made a hole in it right here, and then I lined it up with that hole that I made as well. So I made the holes on each side, and then on the bottom I also made the holes you could see over here, that hole and that hole. So then I just lined it up, line up the holes just like that, and then I got some bolts, these two at the top with the nut, and then these two at the bottom. You could line it up so you can use your fan clutch, but I'd rather use this electric fan I got off of Amazon. Here's the box, Maxim Performance. I think it was like 50 bucks. So bolted in, it should look like this. I got this bolt. I didn't have to thread it because I made the hole just like big enough for it to catch itself. You could do this much cleaner, like I don't know, maybe shave right here, but this holds it right there, right there. And then at the top I have this bolt and nut on each side. So yeah, I got this fan because it came with the relays. I didn't want to make it myself. So the reason I wanted to go with this stock radiator is because the LS swap radiators are really expensive, like the Griffin ones. They're like $1,000 and my main concern was having the right length hoses, because this is a 1 1/4 inch and then 1 1/2 inch, and then the truck one, the stock C10 one's like 1 1/2 inch on top, and I didn't want to run like different adapters and clamps and have it look all messy. So this one works out because it also has a steam port vent, so I don't have to tap into the water pump or have some weird adapter in the hoses. The only modifications I had to do to the radiator itself, I just cut the top bracket right here, the one that had a hole. I just cut that flat and then cut the other one flat, and then I'm going to show you guys how it mounts up. I also had to get this. So for this you could use like an OE what's it called, an OE expansion tank. This one's not it. I have it somewhere in here, but you could use that, but it's kind of, honestly, I thought it was kind of ugly. This is only like 30 bucks. I got that one from the junkyard. It was also 30 bucks, so I kind of regret doing that. But this one, I was a little confused because the other one has 3 ports. One goes to the, it's like a T to the heater hose that goes to this, and then this vent, another hose that goes to here. It's just a bunch of hoses. So I checked on the Facebook LSX swap everything group. They said all I have to do is, they said just run this line to here, and as long as this is above, as long as the filler is above this, it should be fine. There is another way, because the reason I have to use this is because it doesn't have a radiator cap anywhere here. There's no filling point. Another thing you could do is cut the upper hose in half and put in an adapter that has the filler, and then you could do that. But I'm gonna see how, I ordered both. I'm gonna try this one because it's the one I have right now. The filler adapter thing is coming in on Monday, or in a few days from now, so I'm gonna check this out, and then I might look into mounting this for the air intake. So I'm probably right next to this actually. So this is how it fits. It doesn't look too bad actually. It looks pretty good. The bottom little mounts kind of hold it in place at the bottom. So there's different ways you can go about mounting this. You could use these stock brackets from the stock radiator. The reason I had cut it right there was because you can sort of wedge this in to grab it, and you could bolt it down right there like that, and you could do the same thing over here. The only thing on this side is that you're gonna have to make new holes like that See, it looks pretty stock like that, but what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be buying it's like a cover panel that goes all here, so it replaces these, but I don't know if the cover panel is gonna fully hold this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make some L brackets, probably from here or from here. So if you guys notice, this is the stock location of the battery. I had to move it over there because the filler hose is over here. So if I'm gonna be running this, it has to be somewhere in this location. So this is what I was talking about. This is like the radiator, I mean the water pump hose setup. So basically this is the expansion tank out of a Silverado. I just cut the bottom, but this port goes right there, and that goes to the water pump, or no, that goes to the heater hose. And then yeah, and then this outlet right here goes to the radiator. So I had to mount this in there, but I ended up getting the other one, like I said, because this one was kind of ugly. Another thing that I had to do, I didn't want to buy a new bracket for the other side, so I ended up cutting this off. It was like this. Let's say the battery tray is right there. It bolted on to this side, I think. No, it was like this, I think. I cut it off so I can put the battery over here. If you can tell, the battery's kind of like lopsided because I didn't mount it correctly, and I had ugly ass welds right there because I don't know how to weld. But yeah, that'll do for now. But yeah, you gotta move the battery in order to have the clearance over here that you need for your expansion tank. So the tank has to sit above that radiator, so I'm thinking something like that wouldn't be bad, because right here in this space, I mean, you could mount it here too. It's just in this space I want to put my box for my air box. I want to point that down here, put the box, and then later on I want to replace this headlight with the tunnel, the funnel headlight replacement, whatever. Make a hole and then route that into that box. So for this box I don't need all this. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna I'm gonna cut it, I'm gonna trim it down so that it fits in between this slot right here. Make a little slot so it'll grab the bolt, pull back, and then I'll make a hole here and bolt it down right here. And then this other one, I'll do the same, except I can't really reach this bolt because it's gonna be like that, and I don't want it to be like that. So I'm gonna make a hole, and then I'm just gonna put a bolt and a nut at the bottom of here. I marked the line where it should cave in, so I'm just gonna hit it with the hammer and bend it in a little bit just so I can grab a little bit better. So I'm gonna do that for both of them, and then I'm gonna chop them. So I got all my brackets done. You see, I bolted that in, and it ain't going anywhere. So that's a pretty good way of putting in the donor truck radiator. You can see I could just run the steam vent down here where it's supposed to. All the hoses fit without having to have some ugly adapter. Bottom one fits. I'm gonna take this off. I'm just gonna put a bypass heater hose, and then I'm gonna probably bolt this in right there, but I still gotta figure out everything for my air cleaner, so that'll probably be another video. But yeah, that's that so far. Just gotta clean up the wiring, get my computer installed again, So I bolted it right here. Here are the connectors. So this is the pedal I'm using. This is the bracket that I got. This is the CTSV pedal. This is the Trailblazer pedal. This one wouldn't work really because it sits way too much over there. Got my OBD2 right there. My shifter, everything. Got my drive shaft. The other day I had to cut out the cross member underneath. I'm gonna get something welded in place later on. I got my shocks in there since I lowered it. The truck's kind of uneven though, but I'm gonna worry about that later on. I just want to get this thing running. Yeah, these are the wheels all on. Yeah, that's it. A lot of progress within these last couple of weeks. Alright guys, that's gonna be it for this video. I'll keep you guys posted on everything else that I do.